SQLs. Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Update Learning Tutorials. Here we are again with a series of SQL interview questions. So here I came up with a SQL interview question, another set wherein we are going to discuss about the rank function and also about calculating the total number of employees working under the same manager. Okay, so this time the question says write a SQL query to find out the total number of employees allocated and working under each manager. All right, so this was the table given to me which says employee ID, employee name, manager ID and salary. All right, so there are 10 sample records which are given wherein I was only given the information the manager ID and the employee ID matches. So if the manager ID employee ID matches, first thing which comes to mind is we can perform a join operation to get the records on manager ID and employee ID. Now how to do that, how to achieve that in the same table? So first of all we have to create two areas of the same table. All right, so we'll discuss this. This is the kind of output which we require. So we require the total the manager ID and the total number of employees allocated to each manager, total count of employees basically allocated to each manager. So we can see 4329 having 3 employees being allocated, 4125 having 2, 4952 having 2 and 4529 having 2. All right, now first what we have done is we have created the table. Step 1 is we have created the table with the desired set of columns or the required set of columns and their data types. So employee ID and manager ID are integers. Apart from that, employee name, manager name are varchar, and the salary is of course integer or float integer or float as per requirements. So here I could see no decimal value, so I've kept it as integer. Now next step is to insert the values. So we have used simple insert values, insert into statement, insert into employees, and then I inserted all these values. Now in order to validate whether the data is loaded or not, we can perform select star from employees, and I can see that my data is there in the table. So we have loaded all the 10 records, and here if you visualize the records carefully, analyze row number 6, there is employee ID but there is no manager ID, right? So and here we have 2 employees under this ID, 2 employee IDs. Okay, if you see 1 2 3 manager IDs. Okay, right? Yeah. So now if let's see the output for our let's see the output for our query, and then I'll explain what is happening. So this is the output which says these are the manager IDs and these are the employee IDs which are matching. So I have put a join on manager ID is equal to the employee ID. So I've created a select statement wherein I'm calculating I'm fetching the manager ID, employee ID, manager name, employee name and rank from the table employee with the alias A and table employee with the alias B, joining them on the specific manager ID and employee ID. So wherever the manager ID and employee ID matches, it is going to fetch me all those records. And then I have grouped by the same so that I don't get the duplicate. So here I can see for the manager name Kevendra, there are 3 employees named Mafalda. And for manager name Young, having the same ID as 4125, again have the same employee, right? Then we have manager as, here it looked like how could be the manager ID be the same? Okay, the first question which comes to my mind, how is the manager ID same? In every department or every organization, we always keep this as unique. But then I don't know what was the structure of the table or what was the data modeling over there. It was like it seems like they have kept primary key as the manager name instead of the IDs. So maybe that could be one possible reason. Or there could be a combination of primary key could be a combination of manager ID and manager name, right? So that might be a scenario. So that is why if you combine this, that particular becomes a unique key. But then eventually it depends. So we just needed to find the manager names. We needed to find the total count of employee name based on each manager. So we have joined them on ID, employee ID and manager ID as per the instructions. Okay, now we see here we have 3 employees, here we have 2 employees, and here we are getting 2 employees again for these 2 managers. All right, although they have same IDs but then their names are different. Okay, so data is somewhat critical, but then if you analyze it as a combination, then definitely it's a distinct